week in gaming, Crimson Desert might be a bust. NVIDIA ticks off everybody, and Krafton's legal battle is finally over, because this is the Nerd Cave News, and I am one of your illustrious hosts, Zach Dykes, joined by my good friend and co-host, Derek Daniel. Derek, how's it going, my man?
It's going pretty well, man. Another week. Some, not like a positive news story, maybe. You know, it's like with Krafton's legal battle over for now. You know, like the CEO did come out and make a statement when they were talking about early access, saying like, "Oh, we don't really agree with the verdict." I'm like, of course you don't. I know you don't, because why would you? So who knows? They said they are exploring like retrials and everything like that. So for now, it looks like it's a victory, and then we have DLSS and then like some negative stuff, and it's like, but we're getting that out of the way because we'll end it on a positive note tonight. So, but regardless, I'm interested to have these conversations because one of them, we just popped up today ish.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, okay, it's it's because it's the next big game that is out. So we can't wait to dive in and to see what everyone's talking about, because I haven't had time to like look into it at all.
Yeah, today it launched. So yeah, and it's been something that I've been really excited to play, and now I'm just like,
from Gamefly.
yeah, exactly. Well, and from what we'll get into it. We'll get into all of that. Yeah. Guys, y'all let us know how you are doing down in the comments below. Joe says, not sure if it's on the docket, but you guys have to watch the Pikmon game.
Pikmon? Okay. It's not on the docket, so...
Is there a trailer for...
Well...
Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. The old YouTube. I haven't seen anything. Pikmon. Oh, Pikmon. He spelled it correctly. Okay.
Huh.
What is Pikmon? Pikmon. Oh my God. Another. Oh my God. This is another. Okay, hold on. Well,
is this another Pal World knockoff?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Give me a second so I can pull this up for everybody. But yeah, Derek, while we wait, let everybody know what you've been playing.
So I did play some Expedition 33. I did get around to playing something this week. I did finish the relationship quest, like going to fight, because I know, Zach, you're in the midst of battling the first Axon.
I actually finished the first Axon. I'm almost to the second.
Oh, good. And
I beat it. I beat it in one try.
Oh, yeah, so did I. So very nice. What did you think of that whole like island, like leading up to it, like the pass, like, because it gives you the options, like you can go fight it, but there's some things, if you go off these paths, the things that can lead to it.
Thankfully, Kochi, he's one of the viewers on the stream. He was like, go and fight all the paths. He's like, you're gonna help yourself a ton if you go do that. So
exactly,
I went and did that, and it made it so much easier. And I thought it was cool because, like, when you're fighting the actual Axon, well, what you think is the Axon, like, you see all the different masks, and that does come into play and all of that. Even the trail up to it is like you go through anger and sorrow and then joy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very really cool. But you go to fight the mystery third Axon that you find out about on relationship quest, but it turns into another thing that I won't get into. There is a character that does pop up throughout the story that you finally have, like, I guess, like the epilogue, like closure with. It does create tension between you and Verso, but I'm not going to get too much into that. However, there was a thing that I had, like I always like to say, reading is fundamental. Well, I had updated, I had leveled up my characters, like they're in the high 70s now, right? So I'm thinking, I unlocked all these skills. Let me go through and see. Let me update my skills on like my abilities on my characters, right? So I'm going through, I'm reading, like, because I just read. Initially I just read the first kind of lines. I'm like, okay, cool, this is what it does. But some of it has like follow ups, like, oh, can break, or does this if you have this ability, or like
Mm-hmm.
these many, um, like for Luna. So remember how I said I was complaining how easy it was to break Luna or like stun her?
Yeah.
So she has this ability called Fire Rage, which do,
Yes.
do fire damage to the entire team, and every time it's Luna's turn, unless she gets hit, she just keeps doing that same attack, and it
Mm-hmm.
increases in damage. So I read the next, like, it was like the couple lines down, and it says when she does get interrupted, she gets stunned. I'm like, so that's what it was. It had nothing to do with her stats or abilities, or her stats. It had to do with this ability that if I get hit and I don't parry or dodge right, she gets stunned. So I'm like, I'm taking this off because this is annoying the piss out of me. You know what I mean? Like, so
Okay, so because I've been using that skill every now and then, but it's like only when I'm like super confident that I can,
true.
deal with
Like, not a
the
boss
enemy.
battle.
Yeah. Yeah. So because I've had that happen to me a few times where I'll get knocked and everything. So um, I'm glad you figured it out. And reading is
Yeah, so
key.
I figured it out. So now I haven't used her. Well, did I? No, I did use her shortly after that because I rotate them out as I level up each of my characters, and so I'm like, huh, this is nice. This is not. I don't have to sit there and just let her get wailed on,
Yeah.
So it's been a breath of fresh air to have a proper Lune ability, to use in combat.
Dude, for me, because right now I'm going through Serene, I guess that's the second Axion or
Hmm.
Axon. And because all of them have like cloth and all of that. So like fire
Oh
is
yeah.
like so good. So I've got my L, like she's got rain of fire, she's got combustion, and
Yes.
like just having those to stack. And then I have with CL where you can pick like one of the other people and give them like 4 AP points and it'll switch back to them. And
Right.
dude, like just feeding that and just it just makes things so much easier stacking all of that. Cause and then I got one more. What was it? There was one more that I unlocked on Tuesday that was crazy. I can't even remember at this point. Um, oh, revenge for Mael. Have you unlocked that
Oh,
ability?
revenge. I don't not
So
not 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 that
it's
one.
a fire ability, and whatever damage she has been hit with in that last term, like it will multiply it. So like you can do some crazy damage.
That's
Um
okay.
so it's just like, all right, we'll go for that. And I'm wondering, like, I know a lot of people have interesting builds and all of that, but like I know there's an ability for Mael where she'll take everybody's damage. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if you do that and then combine it with revenge, dude, you could
Oh,
be
is it
smacking people
okay?
left and
That's
right.
interesting. Right, and I mean that's interesting because I think Verso has one. No, Verso has an ability that he takes all his allies' status effects.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So some definitely interesting stuff. And I know there's a lot more to be done with all of that and everything, but just playing it through the first time, learning more and more. And the Pictos game is also an interesting part of
oh
it, is
yeah.
like figuring out all of that.
Well, and it's like figuring it out, but once you fully upgrade it, like once you win so many battles in a row and fully upgrade it, it's like you can unlock it. So like you don't have to keep it equipped unless you
Hmm.
just want to. And then if you just have enough Lumina points, you can just buy it and just have that ability. Like, because like some of mine, man, like I've got it stacked so much with like AP abilities, like with the parry, the dodge, the start turn, that like, what is it? Monoko starts off with like 7 AP right off the bat. I'm just
Holy
like that.
moly.
I'm just like, and that's why I started like using some of the higher AP skills. So I'm just like, I got this. Like, I can just
Yeah.
spam it, and then if they especially for enemies that do like team attacks, I'm just like, oh, I can just rack this right up, baby. Let's go. So yeah, like a lot of my teams start off with it. I think I have it to where now like none of my team starts off below, like once it gets to their turn, 5 AP points.
Oh wow. Okay. That's pretty dope because most of mine are starting around 4. I want to say there are
Yeah.
some that start with 5. Um, one of the things that I like is there's a double burn Pictos, and
Oh yeah.
that helps so much, especially with like the build that I'm going with right now and everything. So
There's one, I think you find it in Serene's thing, but you'll find some enemies that hit you with the charm.
yes,
There's one Pictos that's anti-charm that makes you immune to that.
yeah, I got that one. Yeah, her area is very interesting, which I'm excited
Yeah.
to play more of it on Tuesday and jump into that. But dude, I'm thoroughly enjoying Expedition 33, and
Mm-hmm.
I like I want to play more and more of it. Like that's the one thing about like having a game that I play just on Tuesdays. It's like
I
I'm
know,
having
because
to
you gotta
wait for
wait
it.
a week.
Yeah, because like even with like Ghost of Tsushima, like I could do like side quest or like go
Right.
get hot springs or whatever, but like with Expedition 33, it's a little bit harder to do that with. Now having SKA's like second rock, I can go back to like certain places and fight some of the enemies that I avoided. There's like one boss
Correct.
early on that you can avoid like after you do the beach and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I could do that, but do I really want to do that? Not really.
Yeah.
But that has been pretty much what I played. I did play a good bit of Death Stranding 2 over the
Mm-hmm.
weekend. Just pushing some stuff forward on that. And one of the things that I really love about that game, I was thinking about it in the shower the other day, is that you'll be playing a game and like a
Mm-hmm.
piece of music comes up and you're just like, man, I really wish I knew what song this was. I really enjoy this because some games do pull like music that's not just written for the game,
Right.
but it's like, oh, I don't know what it's called. But Hideo Kojima literally is just like, hey, I trust you to be you know you to like not get so confused and like pull this out of the world and everything. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you what the name of this song is. Like it literally will pop up and it's like the name of the song, and I'm like it's just such a little detail. And like even like when someone that's like more famous or whatever will show up in the game, he will literally
Mm-hmm.
put the name of the actor up there,
Huh.
which I think
Oh
is
yeah.
pretty cool. It's just little things like that that's like in other games I feel like they're so afraid of like pulling you out of like, oh, this is a video game, but Hideo is just
Right.
like, no, I trust everything that we're doing
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to still be in it. And I think that's
Well,
so
and it's
cool.
like, and it's also like, hey, let's not wait till give you your flowers at the end at the roll credits that most people skip. Let's give you your flowers now, like when you're
Yep.
presented, like, hey, Guillermo del Toro is playing this character. Like let's let people know who this is that's playing you.
Yeah. And it's interesting because uh we had Guillermo del Toro in the first one, and then you
Hmm.
have George Martin, which did like the Mad Max movies and all of that.
Yeah,
He's in this one. It's just interesting that he has like two like highly, you know,
yeah,
decorated
director people.
directors and
So,
everything in the game. But I think they really bring a good part to the game and everything. Been playing
hmm.
that and then played a good bit of Citizen Sleeper. I'm in like the end DLC part of that, and I've
Oh,
just been
okay.
loving it. So but to Joe's comment earlier about the Pikmon game trailer, Derek, are you ready to check this out?
Yeah, let's see this.
Okay, so here we go. Here's Pikmon.
All right, Zelda right off the rat.
Literally looks like Pikachu on his back.
Right. Keep an eye out for the background. Oh, that's Breloom for sure. Oh, he said there's no video audio.
No, that'll be all right.
Yeah. Not just Swamperts. I mean, that looks straight like Link. Let's be fair.
Yeah, Pikachu,
With a hairdo.
and then you got like the cows from Mario Kart.
Oh my god. Card captor.
Moltres.
Yeah. Oh no, no. Not a flamethrower. Oh no. Oh boy.
Now we got our rocket launchers.
Oh, look,
and
it's X and no, it's a Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, with the Akira slide. Oh,
Right.
is that Roadhog?
Oh
they're
boy.
not just stealing from Pokemon, they're literally stealing from Overwatch now too. And Link.
What in the world? That's supposed to be Charizard?
I don't know, dude. Like, this feels like some blatant like literally
Rip-offs?
this is
Nintendo
I know,
is definitely going to sue.
but look at this,
that
dude.
one that I said was Breloom.
This is Roadhog.
It is.
This is literally Roadhog. Like,
Oh,
who is
man.
getting paid? Like, did they come? Like, I feel like whoever it was, like, over the art direction, left Pal World, went over to Bungie, stole a bunch of stuff, and then came back.
Right. I mean, what? Nintendo's definitely going to sue because, like I said, that one that looks like Breloom, like the face, like almost looks in like the little mushroom top hat, almost looks exactly like Breloom, or pretty much is Breloom. So, that one pretty much looks like Breloom, almost a 1-for-1, just different coloring. And I'm just like, Nintendo is definitely going to sue some people.
Yeah, like this. And again, this is the people that made Pal World.
Yeah,
because, and it's like, did you not? And then of course you got Lucario back here. Did you not learn last time? You know, I feel like it's
how many times we got to teach you this lesson, old man?
Exactly. Dude, it feels like they're just poking the bear. Maybe
right. And I was literally about to say, I'm like, Nintendo tried to sue them last time for Pal World. They didn't fall through, and now they're doubling down, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna really push the envelope. You know, like we're gonna really get under you guys' skin.
I don't know, dude. Like it, and I know that there's a Pokemon that looks just like that as well. Dude, it just feels like I don't even know.
Yeah.
Pal World was made by Pocket Pair. Well, there's literally this elephant thing is from where is it at? Pal World. Like that thing is literally from Pal World. I don't know. Is this not made by Pocket Pair?
Let's see.
Pikmon coming soon. Pokey Game Network.
Oh boy,
dude, they are playing with fire over here. I wonder if this is like a subsidiary or something, and they're working with them. You know what I mean? Like yeah, it's like, oh well, we'll give you our whatever, and you make another game while we keep working on Pal World. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, to be honest. I don't know.
Woof.
You think they would learn, but they don't. They don't.
No, they never do.
Well, Derek, that's what we've been playing. That is whatever that was, Pikmon. Man, it's like at least Digimon. Like I know that was always like, oh, Digimon's just a rip off of Pokemon. It's like, no, it's
Yeah.
totally different. It's totally different. Joe's like, I know you
Yeah.
guys would love it.
Oh man.
Derek, I think I finally figured it out as well. The
Figured out what?
the comments that it would actually
Oh,
work.
look, why did you say it out loud? Because now you're going to jinx it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Lawsuit speed run edition. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the gaming discussion of the evening. Before we do that, real quick, I need to change the title of this first one because we did switch it out. So let me do that real quick as I type it up. We're going to be talking about Crimson Desert, guys.
Yeah. A game that Zach was interested in.
Like, yeah. Just 30%. Okay. Sorry, guys. I thought I'd updated everything, but I didn't. All right, here we go. First up on the news tonight, Crimson Desert's publisher's stock price plunges nearly 30% amid 78 Metacritic score, and this is by Wesley Ginpool over at IGN.
So Pearl Abyss, the publisher and developer of Crimson Desert, has seen its stock price plunge nearly 30% in what is seen as a reaction to review scores. Excuse me. Reviews for the hotly anticipated open world action game went live yesterday on review aggregator Metacritic. Crimson Desert currently has a metascore of 78 based on 85 critic reviews, but that number is expected to fluctuate as more reviews come online in the days and weeks following today's launch. IGN's Crimson Desert review so far, based on playing the PC version, returned a 6 out of 10, although that score is not final. Although I don't see it getting much better. At the time of this article's publication, the stock price for Korean company Pearl Abyss was down almost 30%, wiping approximately $13 off the value of a share. The stock is currently valued approximately at $30 per share. Quote, apparently not good enough for the investors, said Dr. Serkin Toto, CEO of Japan Games, industry consultancy from Canton Games, in a post on social media referencing the Crimson Desert review scores. According to Seoul Economic Daily, the market had expected a Metascore in the mid to high 80s, and the lower than anticipated result appears to have weighted on the stock. The same report said Pearl Abyss spent 7 years developing Crimson Desert, with development costs coming in at 200 billion won with a B, which is approximately $133 million in U.S. currency. However, there are strong signals that Crimson Desert will be a significant hit for Pearl Abyss. Reese Elliott, head of market analysis at Alinea Analytics, said that Crimson Desert is on track for a killer launch on Steam. Alinea Analytics estimates Crimson Desert was approaching $400,000 pre-launch copies sold on Steam as of early this week, representing gross revenues of over $20 million. Quote, this game could really blow up if it sticks the landing. At the 3-day pre-launch mark, Crimson Desert's $20.3 million on Steam means it's outperforming Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 by nearly 4 times that amount, and Expedition 33 by nearly 10 times the amount, at the same point in their respective life cycles. And as Toto pointed out, Crimson Desert is currently number 4 in the US on PlayStation sales charts, behind MLB The Show 26, NBA 2K26, and Fortnite. Quote, very solid, I would say, for an IP not well known at all in the region of the world. In that region of the world, Toto said. Zach, I know you were hyped for this, or like at least somewhat excited. And, this was supposed to be the next big game. Obviously, we had Requiem last month, and then this was sandwiched in between. And the next month we get Saurus. I'm sure there's another game like in April too that we're missing, but like at least this is a sandwich, and it seems like the two end pieces of bread seem to be like they're going to be good and going to be successful. It's the filling, like the meat, the cheese, all that kind of stuff that's in between the sandwich that looks like it's not going to be so good. Obviously, a 78 is not a death sentence by
Yeah.
any stretch of the imagination. Now, if it were like in the low 70s to high 60s, yeah, that would definitely ring alarm bells, and this would definitely go the way of like a Concorde almost. And I feel like, but the fact that they spent, almost I know 133, but close to 150 million dollars, and spent like 7-8 years on this development cycle, you got to see a return on investment, and especially since Black Desert was a solid first entry into the gaming series, or if you want to call it that, for
Yeah.
them. So the fact that this is not sticking, like, because I know Black Desert was more of like an MMO online
Yeah.
centric game, and this was supposed to be like a huge open world, more of like an RPG that you were
Mhm.
supposed to, trust. And again, some of the clips I saw, I was intrigued by as well, but I was something just about it just didn't click with me. And now that I see this, I'm like, okay, I'll hold off, maybe wait for a sale or what have you. Probably will never end up getting it. But Zach, what does this mean for you? Because you were more excited for it than I was.
So it is a little bit of a kind of a letdown that it is reviewing lower than what I was hoping
Mm-hmm.
for. And when people are getting review codes pretty late, and especially the PlayStation, like the console versions, we weren't seeing anybody getting that. I was kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this might be an issue. I was watching ACG's review of this, and I'm going to post this in the chat. Y'all can go watch this. This dude's reviews are great. He really goes, like, they're like 30 minutes long. Like he goes into depth
Right.
with all of this. Um, and what he does, instead of a um number score, it's a buy, wait for deep sell, or avoid. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, there's a lot of great stuff in here. He's like, the combat allows you to do a lot of things. He's like, but there's a very small window of margin because there's so many button combinations that you need to be able to learn how to do. He's like, that is something that hampers at times, but also can be really cool. And he's like, the world is amazing, the world is vast. Like, he's like, that is one of the big bright spots of the game, is like they really did build out this dynamic, ever evolving world. It's not just like uh generated, it's like literally
Mm-hmm.
crafted. And like he was like, I really enjoyed the world. And he goes on to talk about the things that kind of hamper it, is that the the combat is one of the issues. He's like, some of the progression stuff, he's like, is really difficult. He's like, you
Mm.
have like some very hard puzzles that you have to solve. And there's a lot of puzzles
Mm-hmm.
that go into that to be able to get these really cool skills, and you have to find the
Mm-hmm.
puzzles to be able to even start it. So he's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, he's like, so there, he's like, they really want you to explore the world. He's like, the crafting is really cool, but he's like, this is not a fast pace, like, you go through the game and you get through it. He's like, this is a 400, 500 hour kind of game that you're going to be getting into. He's like, you're
Right.
really going to want to live in this world. He's like, he's like, another big issue was, there's definitely a separation between bosses and just everybody else. He's like,
Okay.
everybody else doesn't really feel like a challenge when you're fighting them. He's like, but then the boss feels like it ramps up a ton. He's like, it's way, like, there's no like scaling there. It's just like, either you're
It's kind
chopping
of the
through 'em.
opposite of, kind of the same, but kind of the opposite of Expedition 33, where it's like, some of the enemies, like, yeah, they don't feel like a challenge, but then there are some, like, not even mini bosses, just like harder enemies that do ramp up the difficulty, that it's like will wreck shop on your
Yeah.
team. But then when you get to the boss fights, it's like even higher, ramps up even more. So it's similar but also different, because it's not like, okay, a vast
Yeah.
skill pool.
Yeah. So and he's like, even over the time that I was playing, for this review, Pearl Abyss has put out a ton of updates and everything. He's like, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like in the next month or so, like it will have, even today, like they launched a patch for one of the things that he had an issue with, which was
Okay.
a revival thing that you can do. You start with like 30% less health from like your maximum when you're fighting a boss, and like the boss would literally just start pummeling you before you even got up. So
Yeah.
like
Oh wow. Oh
and like
wow.
yeah, it was like, okay, do I spend 20 minutes getting back to where I was and have all my health, or do I roll the dice and get just bum rushed you know from the boss, try to revive and everything. But overall, like from this, like what I got, he gave it a weight, which doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's just like it's not perfect there. He's like, if you can deal with the bugs, he's like, then you're gonna be fine with this game. He's like, it's nowhere near where Cyberpunk 2077 was when it launched. He's like, this is an
Yeah.
actual playable game. And he's like, even with what I've seen of the console side of things, he's like, the game still plays really well. And he's
Yeah.
like, in so all of that being to say, I think people are that this is kind of a knee-jerk reaction. It's like, oh, this isn't as high as we thought it would be. But I also think that because of how games are these days, things get
Yeah.
patched super, super quick. And with all of these reviews coming out, I say probably in the next month or two, this game is going to be extremely solid. Will that
Yeah.
be fast enough to keep people satisfied? No, nobody's ever going to be
No.
satisfied in video games.
No. As we see, as we talk about every week.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when it is patched up and it's ready to go, I'm going to buy it. But right
Yeah.
now, like I have no reason to. Like I'm still playing through Death Stranding 2. I'm still playing through Expedition 33. There's a lot of other games that are perfect right now that I can enjoy while they fix the game, and then I can go and play all the cool things that is in there.
Yeah.
So
So
I just hope that this doesn't tank and then we see Pearl Abyss, which I know Black Desert is still doing well. They're bringing a lot of money through that. I just hope that this isn't an issue going forward, and thankfully it's not a live service game, so hopefully it'll live.
hopefully we won't be reporting in 2 months that, or 3 months or however long it is, that Pearl Abyss has had mass layoffs and they're working with a skeleton crew now.
Yeah, Ubisoft had layoffs today as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
shocker there.
they laid off
Water
like
is
100.
wet.
Yeah, they laid off. We're not laughing at the people that lost their jobs. We're laughing at how ridiculous Ubisoft is. But yeah, they laid
Yeah.
off like 100 people today. It's ridiculous.
Jeez.
Ridiculous.
Oi.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about another corporate overlord. Let's talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA has ticked off the internet because NVIDIA has announced DLSS 5, injecting even more AI into games. And this is by Jacqueline Thomas at IGN.
So DLSS debuted back in 2018 with the RTX 2080, and it was initially just the deep learning super sampling that it's named after. The idea was to take a game, render it at a lower resolution, and then upscale it using AI to your native resolution. DLSS has evolved a lot in the years now, and including features like frame generation, reflex, and now an AI model that injects new lighting and materials to make the scene more, quote, photorealistic. In its blog post, NVIDIA acknowledges the challenges that AI video models have faced in the past, namely their unpredictability. NVIDIA's solution is to tie the model to their color and motion vector data taken from the game engine, just like with frame generation, to keep the output grounded in the original scene. According to NVIDIA, the model is trained to, quote, end to end understand complex scene semantics such as characters, hair, fabric, and translucent skin, excuse me, along with environmental lighting conditions with front lit, backlit, or overcast, all by analyzing a single frame. The model then uses that information to generate images. NVIDIA showed off the new technology in a new trailer that shows it running in Resident Evil Requiem, Hogwarts Legacy, and EA Sports FC. And it definitely makes a difference, making it look like the frame was run through some kind of AI filter. It remains to be seen just how much of an impact to gaming performance this new technology will make, or whether or not it will be as popular as NVIDIA's previous iterations of DLSS. NVIDIA hasn't released an exact release date for DLSS 5, but it will be coming sometime in the fall, starting with games like Aeon 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and Resident Evil Requiem. NVIDIA also doesn't announce which of its graphics cards would be compatible with this new AI filter, but it will likely be limited to Blackwell cards like the RTX 5090 and whatever next generation GPUs NVIDIA has cooking up for next year. Zach, you know, I get, again, we have said ad nauseum that AI as a tool, is, to help like put the finishing touches on it is good. AI to do what this is going to do is not the answer. And I know Roger Picorni, on Kind of Funny has said and I think he's spot on with this is going to be a way to this is going to be like the lazy argument to basically make all this art and basically push real artists out the door, replace them for this, and basically make I forget how he the roadmap he went down exactly, but basically said they're going to basically run this to make to where all games look like this, and it's see, we can make it better, or it was basically a whole rabbit hole. I don't know if I completely agree with it, but he does have some valid points, and some of it just doesn't look as good. Some of it actually changes. I know I don't pay attention to a lot of character models, but apparently Grace Ashcroft in Resident Evil, she has just completely blonde hair, but when you turn on DLSS, it makes it seem like she has dark roots, and Roger's just yeah, she doesn't have dark roots. What is this thing doing? So, and some of it also looks you could definitely tell it's almost definitely AI generated, and it makes it almost look kind of bad. Leon's shot looks pretty good, but the Grace one almost kind of looks a little weird. You know what I mean? So, what is your take on all this?
Yeah, I've got it running right here. And Leon, the thing that gets me about this is you look at this and it feels like, okay, yes, it looks like a video game. Guess what? These are video games. Okay.
Right.
It looks like an art direction. This, on the other hand, doesn't look like an art direction. This looks like an amalgamation of everything.
Yeah.
Leon doesn't even look like Leon. He looks
True.
like he's he goes from they take somebody said this on TikTok. I can't remember the dude's name. It's we go from Leon to Leon. He's goes from you know what I mean? It's it doesn't even
the
feel
Temu version.
yeah, it's it doesn't even feel like Leon anymore. And then this lady, it's yes, she's old, but why you got to do Granny like this? Because it's just
I know. Make your old more wrinkly. I'm come on now.
It looks like when you over emphasize details on a picture and it makes people look papery and just disfigures things, and it's well, there is more detail, and it's but do we need that detail? The only one that looks anywhere okay, Starfield here looks fine, because this my God, okay, that looks fine to me. The next one though, where they show the people in the mine at the very beginning, it's okay, you've got they look perfectly fine, these models, because this is literally the first people you see, and then this just looks like AI slop. This looks like stuff that we see on TikTok all the time. It's just they look plastic, and I'm no. Now, the EA Sports thing right here, that looks good.
But okay, it does look, I'm not saying it doesn't look good. And for highlight replays, it will look good. But the actual gameplay is the top-down view watching the
Yeah.
player. So it's like, how much will you actually get to enjoy it and be immersed when you're like doing like the godlike view? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's how much will you get? Will that make a difference?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're definitely I feel like they're just trying to homogenize what all games look like. And
Yes.
that is a problem with me because every game has its own art direction. What Death Stranding looks like doesn't look like Resident Evil. And what Resident Evil looks like doesn't look like Ghost of Yotei. But if we throw this all into everything, it's just going to look like the same stuff over and over and over. Bane says, ew. Boom. If you had thought launching unfinished games was bad before, just wait. We haven't seen anything yet.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Who approved this? Well, we're about to get to that. We've got another. We've got 3 parts to this one. The NVIDIA CEO responds to the backlash, and this is by Jacqueline Thomas at IGN.
In the subtext, in the next chapter of CEOs say the stupidest things, we've got the next chapter tonight. NVIDIA just announced DLSS 5, an upcoming iteration of its AI software suite for graphics cards at GTC 2026. However, there has been significant backlash due to the changes it seems to make to a game's aesthetic. But NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang disagrees. At a press Q&A event at the GPU Technology Conference, Jensen Huang took a question from Tom Hardware's Paul Alcorn about the backlash to the technology, saying that, quote, well, first of all, they're completely wrong, while reiterating that control over the implementation remains with the game developers. Quote, DLSS 5 fuses controllability of the geometry and textures and everything about the game with generative AI. Wong said, it's not post-processing, it's not post-processing, it's not post-processing at the frame level. It's generative control at the geometry level. And while that might be the case, much of the backlash seems to be over the aesthetic changes shown off in the trailer, rather than how the technology works. In that case, it's hard to suggest that what people see with their eyes is wrong. But according to NVIDIA CEO, well, it is. We still don't know what this technology will actually look like when it launches sometime this fall, but I suspect NVIDIA will be looking for ways to show it off in a more flattering light as the year marches on. I've reached out to NVIDIA for comment on this, and I'll update this story if and when I hear back. So you want to talk about gaslighting? I mean, this is like the epitome of this almost, and it's like, bro, it's not that case at all. I'm like, well, what is it? And then you go off and say, oh, well, it does this. I'm like, cool, I get that, and it probably makes sense, but at the same time, my eyes tell me that, hey, this is a whole other problem, and this is what I'm talking about. It's sort of like, it's classic, you say, oh, this is what's wrong with it. Let's fix this. No, that's not what we wanted. We wanted you to fix this. Like, come on, man. I don't know. Like, talk about another CEO out of touch with reality and out of touch with what the fans are talking about and like their concerns. But I digress. Again, like the article said, it'll be painting it more in a flattering light. So basically try and, dissuade you from saying like, oh, we learned our lesson, or like, hey, look, it wasn't really that bad. But it is, like, first impressions mean everything, just about. And this was the first impression, and you flopped it. So
yeah, and at the moment, this is an option to be able to turn it on and off, on your game and all of that. But what happens when there's like, oh, this is always on,
Yeah.
And it's
like how Xbox One was going to be. It's like, you always online.
Yeah, and it's like, this is why we have a RAM issue, is because we're trying to force something that we don't want. Let's look at PlayStation Super Sampling that they have. It actually works, and it looks really good.
Correct.
It's not doing anything that's destroying the creativity. It's just boosting and doing the things that it needs to be doing. DLSS has been doing all of those things so far, and then they're like, hey, why don't we go a step further? And it's like, okay, what are you talking about, Tom? It's like, what if we re-render the game again after it's been rendered? And it's like, why we would do that? Money.
Right.
Money. And it's like,
Mr. Krabs, money.
it almost like, I'm just saying, like, I would rather stay with the 4090 than jump to the 50 series or the 60 series that will be coming out soon enough. And it's like, okay, if I can avoid having to deal with DLSS 5 and it changing my games, like, I want my games to look like my games. I don't want it, you know what I mean? It's just that kind of stuff. We got one more, though, Derek. We got one more from Jacqueline Thomas at IGN. And it turns out game artists don't love DLSS 5 despite NVIDIA's claims.
Jeez, who could have seen this coming? Ubisoft and Capcom, respectively, didn't know about it until the trailer debuted, with a developer from the former telling Insider Gaming, quote, "We found out at the same time as the public. Capcom's art team was particularly shocked and worried by Resident Evil's trailer, given the company's anti-AI stance with previous Resident Evil games. The Capcom art team definitely wasn't alone in its reaction to the technology. Animator Mike York, who has worked on a wide variety of games, including Death Stranding 2, streamed a reaction to Digital Foundry's preview of the DLSS 5. In it, he paused at several moments to point out some of the more radical changes that the neural rendering tech made to the games. For instance, York points out that with DLSS 5 enabled, Grace Ashcroft's eyes point in two different directions, along with extra details, like wrinkles in her lips and an ear with a completely different shape. But more than that, York contends that rather than just fixing the lighting in some materials, like NVIDIA has claimed, quote, the geometry hasn't changed in the computer, York said, so you're playing the game and the geometry isn't being changed. He's right, but he has to be careful on how he phrases it. The geometry isn't being changed, but what's happening is that it's getting painted over, sort of. Every single frame is being painted over. It's actually not showing the real geometry anymore. It appears then that the new DLSS 5 algorithm is using generative AI to generate entirely new images that are anchored to the original frames. That would account for the strange aesthetic differences and changes in details in background scenery. NVIDIA does claim that developers maintain control over the intensity of the model. When I asked NVIDIA for more information on these controls, quote, they told me, the operation of DLSS 5 honors the artistic intent, in addition by providing developers with detailed controls such as intensity and color grading. Artists can use these controls to adjust global contrast, saturation, and gamma, and determine where and how enhancements are applied to maintain the game's unique aesthetic. Developers can also make or mask specific objects or areas to be excluded from enhancement. From NVIDIA's comments, it seems like developers and artists will be able to stake their claim, as it were, in certain assets to keep them from being altered by the algorithm. However, until we see these controls in action, it's not clear how much control is actually there. And also, to kind of piggyback off your earlier point, like talk about, oh, the next one, like, what if you can't turn it off? Like, okay, like you can do this until you can't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna probably try and find a way to say the plan is the plan until it's not the plan anymore. You know what I mean?
Why you gotta do Asha like that? Why you gotta do Asha like that?
I'm just saying.
She's from AI, so never mind.
Exactly, you get it. So again, yes, cool. You could probably do all that. I want to see it, and like see, but the guy in the article, Mike York, is very poignant about it. He is, he points out, like, look, the ear is funny, like wrinkles on the lips, which is weird already. It's like she's making it seem like she's that old lady from Hogwarts Legacy, and just a whole bunch of different things, and it's just like. It's almost like stencil drawing it, and but it's like you're stencil drawing it while closing your eyes. It seems like. So I don't know. Like this is not what we asked for. I get it, and it's weird that Capcom was thrown off by this. It's like, yeah, we didn't know, and nor do we. Like again, they're very anti-AI. They don't want to include any of this in their games, and to see this like. I know they don't really have that much control over it. I mean, I'm sure they'll talk to NVIDIA, off the outside of this article and be like, hey, is there any way that our game is not included in this crap? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm sure some it's weird that Ubisoft is against this, considering how they like to be all in the bad stuff lately. But I don't know. You know, it's Zach. What is your take on all this?
Like, when I look at this, Derek, it reminds me of an image that I saw on. I found it on LinkedIn, but this was
Okay.
you know, because I'm a professional, Derek, and we go
Right.
on LinkedIn because we're professionals. But I think this is really important. Okay, so you can have all of these things. Okay, here you go. How to spot AI images. Boris Johnson train fake. Okay, fuse dangling ceiling hooks. A physics fail. Matured church spire. Wrapped in melting background, deformed blobby sheep, animal glitch, distorted Apple logo. You're looking at all of these, a random glitch over here. But then you look at his hands, Derek.
Their feet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're getting ourselves into here. You're looking at all of these other issues, and it's like he's got feet hands. Derek,
oh boy,
he's got feet hands. Okay, like this is what we getting ourselves into, Derek. Oh
God, yeah. We're living in the worst timeline right now.
We are. Joe brings up a good point. Go to the Louvre and grab the Mona Lisa. Turn on this DLSS 5 for it.
If you can go into the Louvre and get the Mona Lisa without getting arrested or beaten to death, good luck to you.
Well, it's like, okay, we're going to take, essentially the most famous painting in all the world.
Correct.
And we're going to run it through AI.
Right. Like,
it's like, because,
why?
It's like, because the master that painted it, I think it was Da Vinci that painted that one. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, oh, it's not good enough. This program that's been trained on his art is going to do a better job. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
No, they're gonna word style it. It's actually like, look, we can make it look updated and improve the quality of the image because this is like
more pixels,
ancient art.
More pixels.
Right.
They're gonna throw that, but it's like it's a physical piece of painting. There's not pixels in the painting.
It's gonna generate, and her mouth is gonna be where her ear is.
Yeah. Again, I'm just saying, Derek. The whole. This,
yeah,
the foot hands, God. You know what I mean? The foot hands.
Oy,
I hope everyone has nightmares about the foot hands tonight.
Woof. Woof.
This is the kind of content that you get here at the Nerd Cave, everybody. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit that like button because AI will take over. It will wrap your brain. It will influence you. It will take everything that you love. But the only way to combat Skynet is by hitting the like button right now. Do it. Do it. I'm waiting. Okay. I saw someone hit the like button. Do it. There we go. Another one. I just saw you hit it. Well, thank you. You're fighting back. You're making sure AI knows that you're safe here. This is a haven. Okay. This is like our little woodland forest. Another one. Guys, hit the like button or Arnold Schwarzenegger will come after you and say, your name is John Connor. Get to the chopper. Yep. There you go, guys.
That was a good Arnold impression.
Thank you. I love my Arnold. Again, guys, I'm just saying. Feet hands.
That's gonna be your shtick for the night.
Just feet hands. All right, guys. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. Derek, let's move.
We also appreciate, Zach, when we get some good gaming news.
Yes, this is good news, y'all.
So I was waiting for you to continue with it, but okay.
Sorry, I was reading a comment from our viewer. Okay, Derek.
Sorry.
All right. Again, Derek.
Oh my god.
Bo says, "Gosh, I wish I was on the show tonight. This is internet gold. You know,
You know, we
try.
produce nothing but the best.
We try. Exactly. We're on the show. You know what I mean? We're on the show. All right.
No AI slop here.
No, not anymore. Subnautica 2 drama finally over. This is by Tom Phillips over at IGN.
So we have an update, but we're going to go with the original story first. Krafton has been ordered to reinstate the former boss of Subnautica 2 studio Unknown Worlds and extend its employees' proposed $250 million bonus in a stunning legal judgment that strongly favors the game's development staff. Subnautica 2's development has been mired in controversy since Krafton dramatically fired Unknown Worlds CEO Ted Gill and other senior team members in the summer of last year. At the time, Krafton also said the game's launch has also been delayed, something it blamed on Gill, even though its team had been working toward an early access release that would have seen them eligible for that $250 million bonus. Gill and his former teammates immediately launched a lawsuit against Krafton, suggesting they were ousted to avoid that bonus being paid, while Krafton hit back and said the staff had, quote, resorted to litigation to demand a multi-million-dollar payout they haven't earned. Krafton also accused the staff of it fired of having stolen documents in anticipation of subsequent legal action, muddying the waters over their exit. The resulting legal drama has led to the surfacing of several stunning claims, such as the suggestion that Krafton CEO Changhan Kim has used ChatGPT to, quote, brainstorm ways to avoid paying Unknown Worlds bonus, and that he had also discussed his idea for an Unknown Worlds company takeover plan via Slack. Krafton, meanwhile, suggested the ousted staff had, quote, referenced racist views toward Korea and Korean people due to a note submitted by Owen Mahoney, the CEO and president of rival South Korean video game company Nexon. Ultimately, however, the legal action has resulted in a win for Unknown Worlds. Krafton itself has yet to comment. Quote, frustrated by the key employees' refusal to forfeit operational controls and facing a 9-figure liability. Krafton went searching for a pretext, the judge wrote, slamming Krafton's previous claims that Gill and others had, quote, abandoned their responsibilities. Krafton's true focus in June of 2025 was avoiding its financial exposure, the judge wrote. It knew Subnautica 2 was poised to achieve a $250 million earnout, which Kim viewed as a catastrophic failure. Krafton undertook Project X to either force a deal on the earnout or execute a takeover of the studio. Terminating the founders was one tactic explored and ultimately chosen by Krafton to accomplish its goal. Now the update. Krafton has issued the following statement on this week's decision and noted that it still has further litigation around the situation still pending, though a judge has now said the company should reinstate the boss of Unknown Worlds and extend Subnautica 2's $250 million payout to staff. Quote, Krafton puts players at the heart of every decision, and that will never change, a company spokesperson said in a statement shared with IGN. Over the past several months, Krafton and the Unknown Worlds team have worked tirelessly to strengthen the game and prepare it for an early access release, with a continued focus on delivering the best possible experience for the Subnautica community. We look forward to pushing out the newly updated version as soon as possible for players. While we respectively disagree with today's ruling, we are evaluating our option as we determine our path forward. Today's ruling does not resolve around the former executive's claim for damages or an earnout related to Subnautica 2, with further litigation still pending. In the meantime, Krafton's immediate focus remains unchanged, delivering the best possible game to Subnautica fans. And Zach, starting with this, there's finally some light at the end of the tunnel. There's finally a victory that we can celebrate. You know, whether it be a small or big, like especially since the beginning of this year, we reported on nothing but mostly negative news, and it's great to see a win in this column because, you know, I was thinking back to when I saw this article break. I'm thinking, man, this has been going on for a while because I remember we reported on this for like a good month or so. Because there was updates that kept coming out. And, you know, I forgot about the CEO used ChatGPT to figure out how to not pay the buyout. I'm like, what are we doing here, man? It's so cringe. And it's it was so bad and it got so dirty, but I'm glad that, you know, the people, the boss is getting reinstated. that they're going to meet that $250 million bonus. It's going into early access, but they had to get one final petty jab, and it's like, well, we don't agree with the ruling. I'm like, I bet you don't agree with the ruling, you jerks, because you got caught with the hand in the cookie jar and you got punished, and you were surprised that you got punished. It's like, come on, guys, like, do better. Can't hear you.
They should be doing better. And I just ran the statement through an anti-bullcrap detector. You want to hear what they actually meant by the statement, Derek?
Yeah.
Through the anti-bullcrap detector? Okay. What they actually mean. We just lost a court ruling involving the former Unknown Wars executives we got rid of, and we need you to think about it literally anything else right now. The game has been in rougher shape than we would like to admit, and we've been scrambling to get it ready for early access. We're pushing it out as soon as we can because we need the goodwill. We lost in court today, but we're not going to say that directly. Our legal team is figuring out whether to appeal or just take the hit. And by the way, this ruling doesn't even cover the big money fight yet. The former execs still want the damages and their cut of Subnautica 2 revenue. So there's a whole nother round coming. But seriously, please just focus on the game. We're begging you.
Yeah, I'll say, look, here's the game that you finally want, and it's like, cool, like the game's out now that you finally rectified your ignorance. But also, it's like, we're not going to say anything, but you literally just said while we don't agree with the ruling. I'm like, so you did say that you didn't
Yeah.
Come on, guys, we're arguing semantics over here, but it's so I'm glad someone stuck it to the big guy for once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hopefully they do see that $250 million payout. If something tells me that the Krafton CEO is still going to find ways to disperse this, or find a way out of it. They'll get creative. He'll go to Chat GPT, or no, he'll use DLSS 5 to uprender and generate a better result for how to get out of this $250 million payout.
Derek, it's time. It's time.
Here we go.
Here we go, everybody. Here's my prediction on Krafton and all of this. They will not get reinstated. They will get a payout, hush money, because that's just how it works. Yeah. They're going to get that payout. They're not going to be involved because the Krafton people don't want to deal with them ever again because they're sore losers. And Subnautica 2 will not do well in sales because of all of this, because they don't trust Krafton because of all of this. That is the prediction.
Amy, I don't like the consequences of my actions. Is what she's saying that they're really wanting to say is like, oh, we got punished. Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. Also, Derek, before we go into the Patreon quick hits,
oh my god.
This is pretty much the same thing, y'all. This is DLSS 5 and full motion right here. This once was a person that was, 120 pounds, had a beard, but the geometry changed him into Boris Johnson, former Prime Minister of Britain, with feet hands.
Wow.
Guys, it's time for the Patreon Quick Hits. The Patreon Quick Hits are brought to you by our wonderful patrons. Go support the Nerd Cave by getting your very own Patreon membership to help us continue to make awesome shows just like this one, where you can support Boris Johnson getting real hands. He needs real hands, y'all. How difficult is it to drink coffee with feet hands? Okay, he needs those hands, y'all. All right, so go over, become part of the show.
Socks.
Grippy socks would help, but we need to get him real hands, y'all. Could you imagine face palming? You can never face palm.
No,
but he was prime minister, so he did overcome a lot to get to where he was, y'all. So I'm proud of you, Boris Johnson.
Another obstacle in the road.
Yeah. So we're removing obstacles. You can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Go support us on the tier that fits you best so we can help Boris Johnson This AI version of Boris Johnson. Get real hands, y'all. Now it's time for the Patreon quick hits.
So, first up, a rumor first party Xbox studio was working on a Fallout game that has now likely been canceled. Silent Hill 2 Remake has surpassed 5 million players worldwide. Open world survival shooter The Legend of California is former Overwatch lead director Jeff Kaplan's new game. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD surprise launch on Xbox Series X and S and PC this past week. Bluepoint Dev thinks PlayStation has pulled back from PC in response to Steam Machine, not next-gen Xbox. Quote, this is an Xbox announcement looks to have been pulled offline after new gaming boss Asha Sharma takes charge. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered receives new challenge mode patch. Dave the Diver in the Jungle DLC launches on June 18th with physical and collector's editions confirmed. CD Projekt Red has no plans for additional DLCs or expansions for Cyberpunk 2077. Marvel Maximum Collection arrives on March 27th. Arc Raiders is replacing some AI voice lines with dialogue recorded by human actors. What? That's crazy. Resident Evil Requiem sales hit 6 million worldwide. Far Cry 4 director Alex Hutchinson believes asset reuse in games is essential, and devs redo too much stuff. Onimusha, Way of the Sword director, confirms the team is working on the final stages of development. WB Montreal reportedly has suffered layoffs. Okay. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight moves its release date up a week to May 22nd. Claire Obscure, Dispatch, and Ghost of Yote lead the 2026 BAFTA Game Award nominations. Tunic is getting a Switch 2 update, according to publisher Finji. Fortnite adding ability to create your own Star Wars games this week. New PlayStation Portal update rolling out now with 1080p high-quality mode and refined cloud streaming experience. Switch 2 update allows Switch games to run in TV mode while in handheld mode. Starfield officially comes to PS5 on April 7th. Subnautica 2 will finally enter early access in May following year of delays and legal drama. Mind's Eye becomes self-published as IO Interactive ends collaboration. Embark Studios parts ways with co-founder following misconduct allegations. Highguard microtransactions are reportedly being automatically refunded by Sony. Final Fantasy IX animated series Black Mage's Legacy is officially in the works at Eurovisual. Shinobi Art of Vengeance DLC pits Joe Musashi against Sega villains like Dr. Eggman and Goro Majima. Fresh out of the oven, Double Fine reveals Kilm's open beta running from April 9th to the 11th, a price point of $20 and an April 23rd release date. Vice plots Payday movie and TV projects as part of new partnership with Starbreeze. Xbox update lets you disable quick resume for specific games. And lastly, Take-Two boss says the idea that AI tools will mean everyone can create video games doesn't stand to reason.
A lot of good stuff there, Derek. A lot of good stuff there.
I'm just, like Arc Raiders, like I haven't played the game, but them adding, like taking out AI and putting in real humans, crazy. Like what are they doing here?
Well, it's like, I know that they're a smaller team and everything, and I'm glad that they've had success. Right. And they see that, hey, we're doing really well. Let's bring in real voice actors. Let's make this more of something we would be proud of. And it's like, okay, like I'm down with that. But do you see other games? Like I know the finals did the same kind of stuff. I think it's the same team that did the finals as well. Same developer at least. So. And it's like, okay, that one didn't do as well. Like it kind of faded off. And it's like, all right, this one's done well enough. We can get real people in. And it's showing people, it's like, hey, you might start with AI. And like, that's not the greatest thing, but you can get to the point where you actually have real people doing this.
Correct. Zach, does Kilm release date do anything for you? I know you were interested in it. I know you'll probably play the beta, right? And just to get more of a feel for it to see if you actually want it.
Yes, I want to try it. I don't think it's like one of those I'm going to play it forever type deal.
Right.
And like the beta might be as much as I play it. I will be. It would be funny if I play more Kiln than I they did Marathon.
That would be funny.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope it does well because I love Double Fine. Their games are quirky and weird and everything.
Mhm.
I don't play everything that they do, but hey, I love Tim Schafer. I think he's a great dude. He knows what
Correct.
gaming should be, and I'm excited, dude, for everything that's going to go on there. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm a happy man, Derek. Are you a happy man? Or are you a
I'm
happy
happier
meal?
now that. No, I've already eaten, so I'm a happy man.
You were going to say something though.
I don't know. Probably some shtick that we've gone on throughout the night. So it's not important.
It's not important, Derek.
No.
How dare you? How dare you say something?
Well, I don't remember it. Is what I'm getting at.
This is what I deal with, y'all. Okay, can't keep the sticks, straight and all of that, and I'm over here trying to keep the fort down. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make everything happen, and I got Derek
Just put
over here.
DLSS 5 on me. Then we don't have to deal with my idiocy.
Okay, let's DLSS Derek real quick. Let's see. Can we do that? Can we do that? Also, I'm trying to. I'm trying to make.
God.
I'm trying to make a poster over here.
Be very afraid, y'all.
We're AI and over here, okay? Of Boris Johnson, because we want to give him real hand, y'all. Okay. This is why we have a RAM issue. Okay. This is what DLSS 5 is, y'all. Is this junk right here? All right. Amy said earlier, he's on one, Derek. Proceed with caution.
Proceed with caution.
See, this is what Boris Johnson could look like with hands, y'all. Okay.
Right.
We've got to help Boris Johnson get real hands. All right. This man doesn't have hands.
He's got feet.
He's got feet for hands. Help Boris Johnson, y'all. Go to Patreon.com.
So do you think he's got hands for feet?
I don't know. Well, my original concept was this, that he does have like simian-like hand.
Yeah, I was going to say Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Boris' struggle is real. After a bizarre accident, he needs your support to get proper limbs. He can't walk, stand, or wave normally. Join the Feet for Boris campaign. Sign the petition. Donate to the cause. I support now. We demand real appendages for Boris.
We need justice for Boris Johnson.
Get hands, not feet. See, this is why y'all watch the Nerd Cave News, okay? You never know what kind of tangent we're gonna go on. You just never know. Yeah, no one is here to reel
chicanery.
No one is here to reel me in, okay? Let's just be honest. No one is here to reel me in. All right.
Not without trying. Lord knows me and Amy have tried, but
not around here. Not around here, partner. Not around here. Well, that does it for tonight, y'all. Is tangent the right word? Maybe enlightenment. Maybe enlightenment.
Why did you ask that?
I would think enlightenment. You know what I mean? I'm here to
Call it whatever you want to.
You can't afford the hand and feet swap surgery. No, it's very difficult as I bang my see. Guys, I'm predicting that AI Boris Johnson will never ever get feet for hands for feet. Just saying, you know. But guys, go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Support us over there. It helps us out a ton. Amy says, yeah, Zach, Derek, Derek and I try, but Zach is a force to be reckoned with. I'm like a force of nature. You know what I mean?
It's like climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah. A lot more hair, though. A lot more hair. Well, there you have it, everybody. Make sure over the weekend to play some video games. Hold somebody that you love and kick Derek right in the jaw. This has been Zach.
And Derek.
and don't forget him, y'all. Don't forget him. And AI Boris Johnson. Y'all have a blessed week. Bye-bye.